World over 4.5 billion people don't have access to sanitation services. Majority are from Africa, and within Uganda, almost 30% of Ugandans don't have access to even a basic sanitation services.
You find that almost 70% of Kampala, the Kampala residents live in informal settlements. So that means that the housing structures are not very planned, the roads are not very accessible. So even if we have, when somebody has a need for emptying, they'll either have to call a cesspool tanker or no other option, and they'll resort to the manual emptying. And of course, we don't want manual emptying.
We have still quite a number of people that depend on pit latrines, dug pits, unlined, yet the water table in Kampala is very shallow.
Toilet zaali bubi nnyo naddala mu bitundu ebya slums, naye twasanga obuzibu nti mu slums naddala mu ntobazi twasanga obuzibu nga tewali makubo. Abantu bazimba naye nga tewali makubo. Toilet zino ez'ebituli ezitasokozesa mazzi nga tusangamu kasasiro, ng'emmotoka tesobola kunuuna kasasiro oyo. Mulimu abalala basuulamu neeti, abalala basuulamu zipampa, abantu basuulamu ebikyafu bingi.
In 2012, introduced the Gulper technology, which is a simple emptying technology that works the way a borehole works. And it's simply put into a pit. Sludge is pumped out in 2 barrels, and then these are eventually transported to the official dumping grounds that are managed by National Water.
It went through lots of stages. At first it would go only up to 1.5 meters. Now it can go up to 3 meters. We are also working on making it cleaner for the entrepreneur.
We first heard of Gulpers when they applied for licenses to transport waste, to transport fecal matter. And then we did not have an idea of what they do. Today we've had an opportunity of seeing what the gulping industry does. It's quite a big industry, and it's very challenging because they do reach areas which are unreachable by the bigger cesspool emptiers. So we had an opportunity of seeing a Gulper do his work, and it is really humbling because I think very few people can dare go into that kind of or can do that kind of work.
Gulpers Association is a collection of different entrepreneurs who deal with emptying services whereby cesspool emptiers can't access. The association, it's now 4 years since we formed it. It's a collection of different entrepreneurs whereby now we are 20 in number. So we normally work with KCCA in all the 5 divisions, whereby we collaborate with them, take us to communities where we sensitize with them. And we talk about it, we teach them, we involve them not to throw rubbish into the latrine. Also when it comes to building of latrines, we sensitize for line type than pit latrines which are unlined.
I'm under the Gulpers Association of Uganda, whereby we do emptying, as everyone has said. We do emptying toilets, mainly pit latrines, whereby no cesspool truck can empty that toilet. Since it's a pit, we don't use a cesspool. We just use our drums, whereby we come with our drums, we pick all the rubbish from the toilet. Then after picking the rubbish, we just insert our Gulper. We just pump the sludge into the barrels. After barrels, we transport the sludge up to the truck where it has parked. But before the operation starts, we first treat the toilet, in that the community, all the people around are not affected by the smell. We first treat, everyone is doing his service or her services, no one is affected. For us, we come in, we pick all those things, we take into our barrels, then up to the treatment plants.
We get individual entrepreneurs that are willing to take on the business. We develop business plans for them. We help them register their businesses. We help them get licensing from Kampala Capital City Authority.
Gulpers, we charge clients according to the amount of barrels. We charge per barrel. We don't charge per whole toilet. No, we charge according to the barrels. A barrel, it depends. For a pit latrine, since it takes a lot of time to empty it, because you can even take a full day emptying a pit latrine. Since it's solid, you have to pick everything. You will charge that one 30,000 each barrel. A barrel carries 160 liters, 8 jerrycans each barrel. In Kampala, we charge it 30, but whoever is living beyond Kampala, then we just sit down and negotiate according to how many barrels that one is having.
With the pit emptying businesses, we are making them sustainable by, one, providing the necessary training, and not only how to empty a toilet, but to have to keep records, to save. All the entrepreneurs have bank accounts, and they save on a daily, monthly basis. And most of the entrepreneurs start the business with just 1 million Uganda shillings, but many of them have grown their businesses to 5 million or even 10 million. And we've taught them a lot on saving, opening bank accounts, and then implementing their business plans. They all have bankable business plans, and some of them have been able to actually acquire loans from banks. So by the time a business gets that confidence, to borrow and be able to pay back, we feel that we have transformed not only the entrepreneur, but we know that sanitation services will continue being provided. Starting with just 2 entrepreneurs in 2012, in Kampala we are now talking of 20 plus entrepreneurs. So how do you manage such a group? Because you are still interested in getting feedback from them. So we did facilitate that process of them forming an association, where whoever wants to join the pit emptying business, they find a place where they have a colleague who has been in the business for 5+ years. They can train them on health and safety issues. They can guide them on licensing, not necessarily as water for people.
We've partnered for quite some time with Water for People on supporting the gulping business, which is a quite particular service provision to low-income areas where the population relies mostly on dry sanitation facilities like pit latrines. And we feel that the Gulpers are a crucial part of that service provision to the population in Kampala, and we've worked with Water for People on improving the services or making the services cheaper through, for example, the transfer stations that will enable the Gulpers to do better business at a lower price. And we are still cooperating and supporting Water for People in making sure these services really have an impact to the larger part of the population.
It's a bit challenging because of the issues of safety, health and safety, but the group is immunized against hepatitis and tetanus, which is very good for them, and they are given personal protective wear. But I think there are still issues of safety which need to be addressed, and I hope these will be looked into by the group administration. It's quite a big group, and as NEMA, it was a bit complex for us to approve the group for transportation licenses, but we will look into that, and we'll see whether if the health and safety issues are addressed, then they can also be licensed like the cesspool emptiers. What KCCA needs to look into is to ensure that these services are reached, they reach everywhere, so that most of these informal settlements are serviced by the Gulpers.
And the pit emptying business has really transformed the informal settlements. At the moment when we came into Kampala, just 6% of pit emptying was happening in the informal settlements. Now we are talking of about 25% plus. We are not yet there, but we feel it's a journey where we can get more and more entrepreneurs joining the business.
We are the community action team. Our work is to move around communities, sensitizing them. And by the time we started sensitizing people about their emptying the toilets, we found out that most people had even left their toilets very full and they had no solution. But when we told them about Gulpers, people have changed, and instead of closing up their toilets, they are managing to empty their toilets because they are in very squeezed areas where these cesspools can't reach. So we thank these Gulpers that they have helped people, and we request that let them continue and give us more other workers to reach in other areas. Thank you so much.
Ekitongole ekyo oba companies ezo zituyambye nnyo okulaba nga toilet zaffe zibeera nnyonjo, abantu baffe tebalwala kolera. So twatwalangayo ebimotoka, ekimotoka ne kituukawo ne kigamba tewali kkubo, abantu toilet ne zijjula nga tetulina kyabbakolera. Naye batuyambye nnyo era naddala ku toilet ezirimu kasasiro.
And then again, Water for People, which is behind all this, we as NEMA, we are happy, and we want to thank you because this is a service which has not been in place, and we've had issues of waste, of fecal matter flowing into the Natural Channel and all that, and then eventually into Lake Victoria. But with this kind of service, I think that is going to be reduced.